learning about our function generator. So this model has two channels. So the function generator, unlike the power supply, it provides signals, not only DC voltages. So the kind of signals we have here is sine wave, square wave, ramp, which looks like a sawtooth, and a pulse, which have a certain duty cycle. So this is how we change between the functions that we need. So I will be teaching you today on the sine function, how to change its parameters. So the sine function has frequency, period, amplitude, high level, offset, low level, and phase. So first you have two channels. So your first bottom here will change between channel 1 and channel 2. In that part here, you have the outputs of your channel 1 and channel 2. So channel 1 and channel 2 have those two knobs. This one is your ground, and it's connected to your DC ground in your circuit. And that one is your signal, your sine signal in our case. So if you're changing channel 1, then you should push the output of channel 1 when you want your signal to go out. And if you're changing channel 2, you'll push channel 2. If you need both, you'll change that one, press this one and change its settings, then you'll press both of them and use both your knobs. So now we knew how to output our signal. Let's now learn how to change the parameters here. So we have frequency. So in order to change frequency, we will push that button. And we will use that knob to change the frequency. So if I want to change it slowly, these arrows here actually change the place of your decimal point. If you want to change the frequency by entering the number, you just enter, for example, 5 and press megahertz. The maximum frequency you can get from your function generator is 20 megahertz. Let's go back to the amplitude. So amplitude defines your peak-to-peak value for your signal. So if you want it to be 5 volt, for example, or let's say 1 volt, so we have 1 peak-to-peak voltage, millivolt. These are the two that we are going to use, either peak-to-peak or millivolts. So let's say we have 1 peak-to-peak voltage, so I will press that one. Offset is your DC voltage, like how much DC voltage does your signal have. So you'll press the third one here, the fourth one. Okay. So you press twice to get offset. So that bottom either gets offset or low level. So you press offset and you'll say, for example, 3 volt DC. So these are the parameters that you have to change, and we will not be using that, but for your information, we can give a signal with a phase shift. So you'll press on phase, for example, at 45 degrees, and press OK. So now you have a signal that's almost 1 volt peak to peak with an offset of 3 volt DC and 5 megahertz with a phase shift of 45. But always don't forget, we are in channel 1, so when I need my output, I shall press output. And that's all.